Good evening all, Harden here, back with another Eve Echoes DIR Reflections 3v3 PvP video. Just going to do 3-4 fights depending on timings, just consecutively and live as normal, see what kind of luck I get. I've fought 3 fights already this evening and won them all, but as you know from previous videos, I don't always have the best luck once I start recording, so let's get going and jump into it and see what we get. As you're probably aware, if you're watching this, I'm flying a fleet of Raven Strikers. Pretty much the same setup on all 3 ships. I am running 2 accounts on Nox on my PC and 1 on my Samsung, which does mean that I'm not doing the most flashy camera angles, and does mean the screen that I'm recording on, you don't always see that much happening. It's because I'm kind of jumping back and forth between the 3 accounts, so it's a bit much to juggle sometimes. But anyway, saying all that, let's get into this. Looking at it, looks like we've got an Apoc, which is going to be my primary target here because it's the most dangerous at the start, and then I'm going to go for the let's get my tank turned on. I forgot to do that. Let's hope they don't hit the wrong target, and let's get orbiting. And what I'm going to do is start pulling some range as well. Let's see how much tank. Okay, so they were hitting this guy. I think this Apoc doesn't have much tank because the amount of damage that's coming in. I don't think the other 2 are doing that much damage at that kind of range, especially not the Drake, and I don't think the Domi. There's no drones here yet, so I think that Apoc is doing a lot of DPS there. I should actually put my damage mod on, and we're going to look up the Dominic's next in preparation. Yeah, the Apoc is about to go down. As you can see, I'm on about 10% shields here, but once that Apoc goes down, I think my active shield booster is going to keep me in the fight, which means there'll be 3 Ravens shooting at this Domi. Yeah, and he's still at a long distance, and then I'm going to lock up the Drake anyway. Okay, so I just noticed that the Domi is actually, well, I kind of moved one of my own ships away, so I'm actually going to close him. Oh, I've had a crash. Well, that's the first one for a while. So one of my accounts has just crashed. I'm rebooting. Again, I'm not too worried. I think there's enough leeway here. The Domi obviously has got a armor tank that you can see. He's armor boosting, or armor plating. I'm not quite sure how you describe that. I've never used armor in this game yet. So I kind of stuck with shields from the beginning. So let's keep hitting him. I think I had my other Raven was shooting him, so I hope he still is shooting him. Yeah. So at the moment it's just my 2 Ravens. My 3rd account is coming back online shortly, but you can see the DPS dropped off significantly. That Apoc was doing a lot of DPS. But as soon as that went down, that's why I do like the damage control at the outset of the fight, because it does buy you about 14 seconds. Again, I'm doing some major DPS on my own from these 3 Ravens. They're doing pretty good DPS, so it's often a race to see who can kill the first ship. And once the first ship goes down, then the incoming DPS goes down quite significantly, and once that DPS comes down, then the active tank is a lot more viable. So that's why I do like the damage control, and it does actually give a little bit of extra resist as well. However, I may swap it out for a shield extender at some point. So there you go. That was reasonably quick despite the crash. I'm hoping this is not. I've noticed some nights I get these crashes regularly, and some evenings don't get any at all. So I'm just hoping that this wasn't the sign of one of those evenings where I'm getting them regularly, because some of these matches are pretty tight. Right, let's jump into number 2. Let's see what we get this time. So that was the 4th win, no losses so far this evening. As you guys, if you've been watching my videos, are aware, the bane of my life currently are nightmares and rattlesnakes. Nightmares obviously more, nightmares accompany, but rattle and snakes is like a really bad nightmare. I have killed some, but it's pretty tough going. Let's see what we've got here. So I've got a Dominic's, there is a Rattlesnake there. I'm going to make the Dominic's the primary here. I'm not too worried. There's an Omen as well, but I'm not too worried about him. Let's turn on my tank on all the accounts. There shouldn't be any damage coming in from this bunch already. Again, I don't think I need to run away. I think I'm just going to orbit here. There's nothing charging towards me as yet. The Rattlesnake I can kite. I just don't think I need to at the moment. I can kite a little bit. Well, actually, maybe I will, because you never know. Some of these Rattlesnakes are pretty tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my other two ships away a little bit, and I will leave. Actually, I hadn't turned on my target painters and my damage control. All right, so what I'm going to do is I will poke that Omen. I think it's an Omen. Let's see how fast he's going. He's definitely approaching quite quickly. And then that Rattlesnake, no matter how good its tank is going to have a hard time under the guns of 3 Ravens. Yeah, so the Omen looks like it's going to go quick. Yeah. Alright, so let's focus fire now on the Rattlesnake. He's at 94 kilometer range, which means that, well, his drones are not capable of hitting, so that means he's only got his missiles, I assume. I think it's a drone and missile boat. So let's see how his tank holds up. He's got shield extenders, which actually is good as long as I'm doing enough DPS. At some point he'll run out of shield extenders, and then I'll start cutting through his shield directly. So let me just approach these two. And what I'll do is I'll probably stop at something like just inside my own range, keep away from him as long as possible, and then just keep an eye on the safe zone. When the safe zone starts shrinking, move back in towards him, but just do as much damage as I can from out here, beyond his range. Yeah, this guy seems to be reasonably tanky. Let's pop on. Again, I've just stuck another ballistic on 2 of my ships and this one. So don't have to worry about it yet, but I reckon in another 2 minutes I will have to start moving back in again. Yeah, this guy's got a reasonable tank. We'll see. He's got 3 Ravens shooting him now with their damage mods on. Oh, we're going to start eating into his shield a little bit. Oh, there's another shield extender. Interesting. Still no incoming damage. Still drifting out from him. We're going to eat now. Let's see, does he have another shield extender? No, we're starting to get into his shield a little bit. He's still approaching. I guess he's still trying to get within range himself, but again, as you can see, no damage incoming. Actually, I'm going to turn off my shield booster here because there's no need at the moment. It's possible I'm getting some hit. He's getting some hits on me, but I might as well save the cap for now. Yeah, so he will have his shield extenders coming back online soon, which will slow things down again. He obviously has got very good resists on his shield, but it's just, I think, a matter of time here. Yeah, okay. Again, just to be safe, I'm going to start moving back in, approaching him. Well, actually, I'm not going to approach him directly. I'm going to start approaching the central beacon with my two other Ravens are a little bit further out because, again, they're a bit slow, and I don't want the safe zone to close in on them. And again, let's get all my damage mods on. And yeah, let's approach as well. I've still got 0 damage coming in, so I mean, he's got a nice tank. but he's down into half shield now. Even with the extenders, so it's just a matter of time. Again, I've only got one damage control on the account you're seeing here. I've got a couple on my other two. They do a little bit more DPS. They've also got target painters as well in the mid slots, whereas this one is a little bit more brawly equipped. So yeah, you can see here on the video, again I've got my settings turned up, you can see the shield is approaching me, so I do have to kind of make sure I am moving in. Again, this is another tactic I've seen from very tanky rattlesnakes, where just as he is starting to hit one of my battleships now. And what's he? He has got just standard. So yeah, he's hitting. I've turned on. I think he will go down before he gets through 50% of the shield. Again, he's got his shield extenders on. I'm going to have another round of ballistics coming up shortly, which should help eat those up. And then I think next time there's a gap in his shield extenders before he can reactivate them all. There you go, I'm starting to eat into his armor. And there's another shield extender coming on. So this guy could have been a pain if he'd been accompanied. If he'd been accompanied with a nightmare or some other rattlesnakes, this guy would be very, very difficult to deal with, especially if I actually lost one or two of my ships, because one ship, the DPS on this would not be cracking him at all. So I'm actually happy here that I actually still have 3 ships shooting this guy. So again, we're closing in on him. He's battling gamely. He has got about 20% of the shields off on one of my ships. And I'm staying ahead of the shield field, so that's good. Sorry, there we go. Sorry, ahead of the safe zone, so that was good. That one took a little bit longer. Let's see, what's the video up to in terms of time now? 12:37. Okay, we'll jump into another one for sure. And let's see what we get this time. So I think that's my 5th win tonight. No losses yet, but I'm sure I'm going to bump into one of those nightmare teams at some point. I had a few of them earlier. I did actually win a couple of fights with nightmares in them, again by doing pretty much what I just did there, which was stay at range. The problem for me are the ones with the kind of who come in close and with close range support, doing a lot of damage. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so I am going to go for the Dominics again. I don't know if it's the same guy, but I find that they're quite squishy. And let's, yeah, on my second account I'm going to start moving out, move away from them. Again, kite for a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's just make sure I'm moving, yeah. Okay, and then the second target will be the Typhoon. Typhoon doesn't have as much range as the Ravens. The Raven has a bonus to range, which comes in really handy here. So I see some drones coming towards me. I assume they're from the Dominics. Okay, I haven't put my target painters on yet, and haven't put my ballistic on. They are shooting one of my Ravens, so there is some damage coming in now, but I think reasonably tankable. The Dominics is about to hit structure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to also approach here. Just have to be careful I don't drift too far. Oh, okay, another damage mod there. So they've got one of my. Okay, they got one of my to about 50% shields, so they're actually doing better than the last fight already. But they have lost the Dominics now. And again, I'm going to put some extra damage now onto this Typhoon. Okay, Typhoon could be very tanky. I will leave the Rattlesnake to the end because, as you can see, they are definitely tanky, and also their range is pretty poor. So as long as I stay at a distance, I'm not too worried about the Rattlesnake, as long as I don't lose a ship in the meantime. That Typhoon is doing some good damage. Well, I don't know if it's the Typhoon and the Rattlesnake, but it's doing some reasonable damage. I am down to under 50% shields now. I'm hoping that when this Typhoon goes down, he's shield tanked. When this Typhoon goes down, that DPS, my active shield hardener, will keep up with it. So there we go. Typhoon is now in structure. And what we'll do is we'll keep drifting away for now. Still got plenty of safe zone left. So keep drifting away from the Rattlesnake. He's still within range. Once we get, actually, let's stop on this guy. So this guy, well, in terms of the actual damage per hit, it's about the same as the guy last time. So it's about 3,400 actual damage going through after the resists. So we'll see. So as you can see, I'm still drifting away. I'm just keeping an eye on the safe zone. Once, yeah, there's a point where it gets close enough where I think right now I need to turn around and start heading back in. Hopefully by then I've done enough damage. And yes, my active tank now has caught up. So what I'm going to do now is, not just yet, but I will start turning around. Okay. I will start approaching with this guy, because if he's going to shoot anyone, I want him to shoot this guy. I want him to shoot my hardener count. Okay, let's put on some extra damage again. So start approaching. That guy is approaching. This guy stopped. It'll be interesting to see if he actually, I'm leaving the other two at range. It'll be interesting to see if he actually changes to Harden, who's actually approaching him now. Yeah, but my actual shield on my, in fact, what I can do is, again, I normally turn on my shield extender. They can run pretty much the whole way through the fight. It only gets a bit dicey sometimes if towards the end, if you are up against someone looting. So if you're not actually being shot, I should turn them off. It's good practice, but I forget sometimes. Okay, so again, put my ballistic control on there, do a little bit of extra damage. Yeah, I'm approaching, so I'm going to approach on all of them now. I think this guy's toast. He might surprise me, but I think he's toast. And again, the barrier is approaching. As I said, one of the things I've seen some Rattlesnakes do is just sit on the beacon in the center. You approach, and then they web you, and they just hold you out away. And this is normally towards the end of the fight. They hold you away until the safe zone is actually on top of you, and basically you get it killed by that. All right, so he has changed target. Okay, it was too late. He did change onto Harden, but I didn't have to actually activate my damage control. Okay, so let's see. We're up to 16 minutes, so let's have we go in for another one. Let's see what we get this time. Depending on how long this one is. If this is a short one, that'll be it. Sorry, I'll maybe do one more. If it's a long one, then this will probably be the last one for this evening. Okay, interesting team here. It doesn't look too worrying. I think I will take the arbitrator first. A Myrmidon. Let's get my target painters on. That will help against a smaller target. Myrmidon, what is this guy? I can't really see. Let's observe. It's a Reaper. Okay, let's reset camera. And let's target the Myrmidon next. They're not closing. Okay, and there go. Right, getting some hits on the Arbi now. which I guess will be armor tanked. Let's see. Speed tank probably, because he looks like he's coming pretty rapidly. Okay, yeah, he is. Again, I'm not too worried. The damage that's going to come in from an Arbi won't do too much to a large get through a large shield booster. Okay, but this guy seems to be going down anyway. There we go. All right, so now onto the Myrmidon. I'm not sure what the Reaper's doing. So I think this is definitely going to be a short match. So definitely we'll jump into one more. I haven't really had to do anything. I haven't had to orbit or anything here. And then the Myrmidon's going down. Alright, so just this Reaper. Let's see what happens. It's probably going to be insta-pop. If he's not moving, it's probably going to be insta-pop. It doesn't look like he's moving. Possible that he's just getting his splendid event, you know, the splendid lottery thing for today. Alright, so yeah, it was just insta-blap once I hit him. Okay, I do feel sorry for teams that end up like serious teams, like 1 or 2 players with proper ships who then end up getting teamed up with one of those, because even one ship makes a big difference. If you've got one crappy ship in your team, you've already lost to a certain extent. Well, definitely you've lost against a team which knows what it's doing. Alright. Well, as I said, I think this is going to be the last one for the video tonight. So let's hope this is a good one. And yeah, let's hope this doesn't continue my trend of actually losing a fight during each of these videos. Alright, so we got Dominic's Rattlesnake Arbi again. Okay, well, my favourite target is the Dominic's. Let's get that guy out of here. And then we'll lock up the Arbi next. And then obviously the Rattlesnake will be once again my final victim. Let's see, are we shooting? Yeah, I forgot to turn on. Okay, so what I need to do is actually move backwards here. And let's have that approach. So you can see the Rattlesnake is approaching. I'm surprised there were at least 2 members of the same team there, both Soon Corps. I guess they didn't join up randomly. Okay, here comes the Arbi, which I think was one of the guys from the last fight, so it's possible that he just entered up into the team. So he's still inbound. I'm going to approach second area. I'm going to keep away from the Rattlesnake for now, as I did with the previous fight. Let's see. He's staying out of drone range, which is wise. Again, depending on how things go, I might just completely ignore this guy. But he is going down, and we're drifting away from the Rattlesnake. Anyway, the Rattlesnake is coming in a little bit faster than I want, which means that he's probably got a prop mod on or something. But the Arbi's in structure now, so let's just start looking up. Actually, might as well just focus fire now on this guy. Focus fire and focus fire, and what I'm going to do is I will approach. This guy's in range already if he is coming for me, so I might as well just go in and get my newts on him. Well, not my newts, my Nosferatus on him. Let's see. Again, doesn't look like he's super shield tanked. Let's see. I mean, you can see his shield extender is popping on a lot of shield there, which means that his overall shield is quite low. So let's see what my hits are. It's like 5,000. That's like 2,000 more than the Rattlesnake I was hitting earlier. So his resists are a lot lower, possibly because he put a prop mod on. And he's getting in a bit closer. Oh, actually, I can now stick on my webs and NOS, and there you go. This guy, this is the most untanky rattlesnake I've ever seen, to be honest. There we go. Let me see what the video's up to. Okay, I think, yeah, I'll call it a night. There's 25 minutes. I could probably fit one more in to stay under the 30 minutes, but I think that's going to be it for now. All right, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed seeing how I fly these ravens and how effective they are. I'm definitely a raven fan, and I'm just glad I didn't get any nightmares tonight, or at least not so far. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.